Hey everybody, Charlie here, and thanks for assembling on us. In today's episode, my niece Ashley and I will demonstrate how to put together a Coleman 9-foot by 9-foot dome camping tent. This is the sort of tent that a family might have access to if they were forced to leave their home after a collapse of society and they were forced into some sort of bug-out situation. If you have access to it, you're certainly going to want to get something that's a little bit more durable and rugged, a 4-season tent, one that's designed to be used in all types of weather environments. But this is what we had, and so this is what we were training with. So what you're going to see here is how to correctly assemble the tent, what some of the different parts and components are and how they work together, and a little bit about how to correctly select a site for your tent, taking into considerations things like water drainage, falling tree limbs, things like that. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you learn something. Thanks. Alright, so we've got the tent laid out flat on the ground behind us. A couple of things about your tent site considerations. One of the first things you want to do is look up and see, make sure there's no, giant dead branches
that are going to fall on your head.
Exactly, that would be bad. We're underneath some trees, thinking that if it does rain that might give us a little bit more shelter, but no real big dead branches or anything comes down, we'll be fine. The other thing we've done, since we're expecting some rain tonight, is our drop cloth. Right, drop cloth. We put that down underneath the tent, and that's gonna...
That way, if the water, it helps create a barrier so the water doesn't pool up under your tent and get you all wet, because that would be bad conditions.
Yeah, that would also suck. Now you're slopping wet, miserable. You want to try to stay dry and warm. It's a comfort thing and also a survival, hypothermia.
Right.
You want to try to avoid that. So we've got the tent all laid out. First thing we're going to do is go down and stake down each corner, and then as we add our support poles, those stake down sides will sort of give the tent its rigidity and its shape. So we'll zoom in here in 1 second, and I think Yoda might be around somewhere and give us a hand tacking down these tent corners. Yoda, where are you at, buddy? Oh, I am so sorry, brother. My bad. There you are. Okay. That's terrific. Okay, so what we do, this just came with a couple of small sort of metal stakes for each corner of the tent. You can improvise something a little bit larger, a garden stake, something like that. If it was going to be a really heavy rain, I would probably start tying this down to vehicle or trees, something a little bit bigger than what these are going to be able to do. But it's pretty simple. It's got the little round black D-ring there. You just put that on the ground, drop it in, watch your fingers. You don't want to injure yourself during your survival situation. Give it some taps, and then you just knock it down into the ground. And we're going to put 2 of these stakes in each corner of the tent.
Alright, so after you have all your stakes in and everything's pulled really taut and the ground's all laid down good, you want to make sure your door's unzipped. And you're going to have 2 large poles that look like this, and it's really easy. You just find the end of it and it unfolds and you just snap it together. And you want to do that all the way down. And then once you have that done, you will start at one end and put it through these little pockets here. And pockets go all the way through. And you want to take it down to the other end, make sure it's fairly even. Do that for both sides. And then there's a little tie here in the middle, really simple. You just want to tie it around there, make sure it's tied real good. And everything's all laid out, and then you can move on to the next step. Alright, so once you have all your support poles in their little pockets, and you just want to take this and you're going to bend it up, and you're going to stick this part here in this little hole. And as you push it up, it'll just bend into place. And you want to do that for all 4 corners. Make sure everything's popped up how it needs to be. And then you're just going to take these little clips right here, and you're just going to snap those on for a little added support. Alright, what we've done is taken the rain fly, which is a totally separate part from the tent. It comes attached from it, undone, and you don't need it all the time. It was supposed to rain tonight, so we put it on. There's one more support pole. If we could just move that down here, Ashley. There's one more shorter pole just like this, and
You can see right up underneath here, Ashley, if you can kind of move in and get that, there's a little pocket on either side of the rain fly, and you just put the pole right into the pocket. And then the trick is to get one person on each side of it and then pull down the rain fly like this so that it doesn't slide off. You got tension on both sides, and then it just clips in to this little loop right there. You do that on all four corners, and now you have extra protection from the rain. And there, for better or worse, is our shelter for this evening. So once she's getting done smacking into trees and knocking herself unconscious, we'll tune in for another exciting episode where we examine head injuries. So that's going to do it for Charlie and Ashley, fleeing the zombie apocalypse in Granite City. That's twice now.
It's too easy for you to say.
Not apparently. Granite City, Illinois, and we are out of here. Peace.